Hey, this is Raz. Oh yeah, this is my real voice you're hearing. Oh yeah, you must be spazzing in awe at my awesomeness. Nah, just kidding with you. This is the first of 4 audio logs being released about the Lost Spires development. The first is called What's Next, which talks about what happened that led from nobody's Requiem to the Lost Spires, and how I designed this unique but all too similar setting. The second is Story. Third is Essential Histories and Characters, and fourth is the unique avatar, which if Ryzen remembers, is an all too familiar but new emblem, which will remind you of an old intelligent magician whom wielded a keyblade. Now, the emblem is purple, and is my avatar, which is actually very story related. Okay, now on to what this audio log by me, the all-powerful administrator of the Lost Spires. Okay, so, when the Nobody's Requiem ended, or died off, which it really did, I started to think about the future of Azura and the story of the World That Never Was series. At first, I decided to redesign Raz and give him a fresh start in an RPG that I would find. I didn't find any roleplay so worth my time because all were featured during the games. I wanted a roleplay in the Kingdom Hearts universe, but not during the established times, such as Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep through Kingdom Hearts Coded. I eventually went back to playing the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, which I became interested in a lore species of elf called the Aliens, whom were wiped out before recorded history by proto-humans. This eventually became the basis for the Ancients of the Lost Spires, whom actually were just no ordinary people with a knack for magic. It was the first thing that led to what would become the Lost Spires. I got back into the World That Never Was series when Ryzen told me that he was writing a book. I don't know if he still writes, but if he does, he should work on it some more and publish it. I eventually thought, hey, I'm gonna start up the old RPGs again. But the question was how I would do so. So I began writing down on the back of my math homework paper, and wrote down a possible prequel for the World That Never Was. But at the same time, I wanted to continue Raz's story, so I thought, how can I make a prequel and a sequel? Then, that's when I heard about Terminator Salvation, which is said to be a sequel to the series of Terminator, and the prequel to the Terminator series. That's how I got the idea for the Lost Spires in full. I wrote down some stuff, and one day talked to Ryzen, and somehow the subject of me creating the Lost Spires got started, and I told Ryzen about some ideas. I got to work instantly afterwards. That's when I enlisted the help of the development team of the Lost Spires, and we got to work further. We took the idea that BioWare had for KOTOR by putting it way before the time of the subject matter's main focus, but we made it after instead of way before. I took some elements of story from my imagination to what I've watched, read, and played, and forged the RPG that I hope you will all play and have fun with. Well, that's all for now. This has been Raz, or Dakota, whichever you want to call me. I hope you listen to this recording, which I spent about 30 minutes typing and maybe half an hour talking about because I kept messing up right about the time when I talked about BioWare.